Hi and hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Preeti Rao and I am both a real estate and a mortgage broker for close to 20 years. Now, as you are aware, we are officially under TRESA Phase 2 and my videos for this month will cover all the changes one by one. Because as potential buyers or sellers, it is really important to be completely informed, and that is what I'm here to do. So please be a sweetheart, make it worth my while, and hit that like, share, subscribe button and that bell icon. It gets me motivated to keep you up to date with everything real estate. Just a reminder again, TRESA, the Trust in Real Estate Services Act of 2002, formerly known as REBA, is a consumer protection legislation governing the conduct of real estate agents and brokerages trading in real estate in the province of Ontario. As of today, we are officially under TRESA Phase 2. Now, all I can say that after watching this video, if you happen to find a realtor and they don't know these changes, you can probably know that they are either not up to date or simply not professional enough. Because there are many changes that can influence how you buy or sell in Ontario, so please listen up. Today we're going to talk about the changes in the multiple and designated representations. Let me explain. But first, it's important for you to know what multiple representation meant in the past. Multiple representation fell under two situations. First, when the buyer agent and the listing agent work for the same real estate brokerage. So let's say I list a property for sale on the brokerage's behalf, while another agent represents the buyer's interest in buying my property that our brokerage has listed. But the agent also works within my own brokerage. Now this will be deemed as multiple representation, as both the agents are under the same brokerage. But the respective clients belong to the respective agents. So the duties owed to the respective clients do not mix or mingle. The second form of multiple representation in the past was when, let's say it's my listing and my buyer, both under the same brokerage. One agent working with both parties. Now, we know that in these situations, the services we can provide to the buyer and the seller tend to get a little restrictive. Under this situation, most agents that work with the same brokerage would avoid this situation like the plague, because any interest involved in money and motivation could end up causing trouble if they receive a complaint and they get reported to the real estate board. But now, with the designated representation, that second option is out. The brokerage can appoint a respective agent to fully represent and to fully advocate for the buyer and the seller. So going back to my example, if I have a property listed for sale for that brokerage that I'm working for, I will be able to fully represent the seller. I will be able to give them advice about what they should expect. And likewise, if another agent from my brokerage represented the buyer, they would be able to fully advocate on behalf of the buyer. Designated representation allows a brokerage to have the option to work with both the buyer and the seller in a single transaction. Pretty similar to what the first section of multiple representation was. The proposed model of designated representation says that the duty owed to the clients would apply to the designated agents within a brokerage for a specific identified transactions, not the brokerage and all of its realtors. For example, my brokerage has a listing and the brokerage also happens to represent the buyer that is interested in that listing. Previously, that was known as multiple representation. But under TRESA, the listing agent would be able to represent the seller, while another agent at my brokerage would be able to represent the buyer on behalf of the brokerage to advocate solely for the buyer. The brokerage would remain responsible for the designated agent's fulfillment of the duties to their respective clients. I know it sounds exactly how it was in the past. but basically they kept scenario number 1 and got rid of scenario number 2, and then went and just complicated everything. In the past, there was a very gray area that had never been made clear, and that's why it was very tricky. So under this new change, it is now very much clear, I think, when you can designate a representative to fully act in the interest of the buyer and the seller under the same brokerage's listing. So to simplify this change and your life, you need to know that you cannot work with the listing agent directly. Period. I mean, it was never a good idea to begin with. So I'm glad that they took that option out completely. As a buyer, you must have your own agent working only in your best interest and not the sellers. Now, there are 2 more changes that I'm going to cover in my upcoming videos, so please stay tuned. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me. If you still don't know who I am, go check my rating on Google and read my client reviews. Till then, my good friends, take care. And if you found value or liked this video and would like to see more content, click on the boxes on the screen. Once again, my name is Preeti Rao. My contact information is in the description box below. Make sure to hit like, share, subscribe, and that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to call me because I hold the key that opens a door to your dream home.